Hello traders, welcome to the live session for the live from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. I hope that you guys are ready for today. As usual, we will be doing the live session, and today is another important day is coming up, quite a few high impact news. First, let's look at the calendar here to see where the market potentially be heading, and coming up later, just in 20 minutes, unemployment claims, which is, I think it's gonna be another surprise most likely, because if you look at the past few weeks on unemployment claims, we can see that there is a downtrend. That means that increased in number. So that being said, that unemployment claims might, what I think that today may reflect in the same direction. So if that's the case, we may see again potential down on DXY. What do you think on that? Let's discuss as well. Now, if we look at, first of all, I would like to look at the DXY, and we will have an idea about other pairs as well as the gold as well. Now, if you look at DXY, what we can see here on DXY today so far, since the market opened, showing that at bearish move. Now, this bearish move is due to the unemployment claims coming, or is just a trend continuation. We'll be looking at later today before the news as well. We'll be doing the full analysis. Now let's look at before that on gold, that start with that, and then we'll go back to the DXY to see how the USD pairs might be doing here. So let's begin that, and before I progress further, traders, make sure you give a thumbs up, smash it, and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. So let's begin with, first of all, on XAUUSD to see overall direction in this market from the bigger picture, and then dropping down to the lower time frame to see how we can find trading opportunity in this instrument. Looking at monthly chart here, now you can see that from the monthly, this is the monthly price action, where the previous monthly price is, if you look at here, it's a pretty giant monthly doji that you can see. And from that monthly doji this month, we can see the market has crossed that high and slowly has got back below here. Now this is the monthly candlestick pattern, where if you look at here, you can see it's a big drop, and we may see that the market potentially to continue to drop here towards the downside for bigger picture. Now as the market is getting the rejection from this high, from this monthly high, we might see now some deeper pullback. Let's see the weekly time frame to see what kind of market structure is forming. Now there is very important price action here that I would like to look at on the weekly. If you look at, guys, you can see that when we are looking at the weekly price action. Now before I progress further, I would like to see that all the members are here. Say yes, guys, welcome, thank you. $2 to hello everyone, thank you. Crazy to, hey everyone, thank you for joining the live session, guys. Make sure you like this stream to be visible to more people. And now let's understand where gold is heading to, where the market is heading to. Now where the market is heading to, look at this one here, guys. Thank you. Well, say yes on the live chat if you are here, so that I know that everyone is present. We can begin the full multi-time frame analysis. Say yes on the live chat, that much appreciated. When you say yes, I know that you're here. And smash the like button so the likes going up and more people looking at. Francisco, thank you very much. Good day, welcome. Alan, thanks for joining the live session. Now look at this one here, what kind of market structure it has formed here. Now if you look at here, you can see that this is a very nice looking inverted head and shoulder, okay, and that's a well-defined inverted head and shoulder. Now in that inverted head and shoulder, if you look at, this level is quite significant. Are you guys here? Now this level is quite significant. Why? Because you see that this is the lowest point of this inverted head and shoulder. This is the neckline, okay? And from that neckline, we saw the market has got that rejection, straight gone back here, now breaking back below here, okay? So now let's see where at most we could see XAUSD. Is it coming to pass the previous weekly low? I don't think so. Do you think so? Because if you look at here, this is the key level, right? Why? Because this is the starting of this, the lowest point, and this is the highest point. And if this market is trying to hit that level, is this market is trying to test this previous resistance as a support, then we might see the market potentially bouncing back towards the upside from this level. So that being said, if we look at the daily chart, what you can see, this is the daily, okay? So what you can see, this is the daily price action and a big drop, okay? 2 daily candlestick pattern, all right? So 2 daily price action, and if this market breaking below here, we might see the lowest point is this from the daily. But previous daily candlestick pattern also is doji, okay? So which is the low of this doji, and this is the high of this daily doji. Now looking at the 4 hour, where we see there was an unusual manipulation. This is a very unusual manipulation that we have seen early, this 4 hour. That was the worst manipulation that I have seen in this entire move. But with that manipulation, what the market has done is that the price has gone there up, tested this low, has got rejected back again, drop here in this support level. Now looking at, let's look at the, now we are coming to our zone where we might be finding trading opportunity here. So looking at, if you look at here, you can see this is the 5-minute chart, and here is what we can see, that this is the series of lower high here, okay? So if you look at here, okay, this is the key level, okay, and okay, this is the key level. There's a double top, a drop, and then double top, and then drop, and then what we can see that from that zone that the market starts to break potentially to this level, and that's what we're waiting to see, that this market to come back here potentially to this trend line or breaking further. Now it's a very zone where to enter, as there is a news coming. If it breaks above that, we might find an entry for this drop to this support level, okay? So that's what we will be waiting here for, an entry in this market as soon as we will find that suitable price action confirmation. Price action confirmation is very important for any kind of entry, and that's the key to become successful trader, always looking for the price action confirmation. I hope that guys you started to understand now how the price action forming on gold today, but still I always look at from the beginner mindset. Beginner mindset is key. Why you need to know the beginner mindset? Okay, everything you do, the first step is to look at from a very fresh perspective. Okay, always sit down, okay, quietly in front of your chart, and then start as a beginner mindset. Why? Because the chart always changes, right? Every minute there is a new candlestick pattern is forming on the 1 minute chart. Every 5 minutes there is a new candle is being formed. So when you see that new candle is being formed, the market is constantly changing and evolving, creating a new market structure, which is very important to look at. When you look at the new market structure, that's where the key. So that is why always looking at the beginner mindset will give you a fresh perspective, because this is happened to be over and over again when I started my trading is that when you sit in front of the chart for extended period of time, let's say 1 hour, 2 hours time, then what will happen is that we started to convince ourselves to take a trade which is not there. Why? Because it's boring. Trading is boring, okay? And when trading is boring, that's where boredom is the worst feeling one can ever have, and that's where the bad trades come. So that is why it is so important that, okay, you always keep full awareness, start with a beginner mindset, and then begin with a complete fresh perspective. Always trade with the trend, which is the key. Okay, so all right, thank you very much. I think I should send too many messages for one single topic. Kevin, welcome. What about the trade at Euro USD? What about the sell trade at Euro USD? What was the sell trade? We didn't open any sell trade on Euro USD. Let's look at Euro USD. What's happening here? Euro USD, I post analysis on the channel as a bullish. There is a possibility for a buy here. It's still, the market is showing up. What we can see that on euro dollar, okay, we will be coming to that on, because euro dollar, welcome, thank you. Now euro dollar is showing possibility to upside along with British pound US dollar. We saw there was a breakup structure, and we will be looking at that one here as well. Today we haven't opened yet in this instrument any position yet, and I'm waiting for the proper entry. Now Xauusd, from here we can see that slowly pushing back from this trend line. Now with that news, so far here it formed a very interesting inverted head and shoulder. Okay, now that inverted head and shoulder could lead that price potentially back to the upside. We might see the market to potentially go back to the upside here to this neckline of this previous support, turning resistance in that area. So here maybe for short term we might see some bullish momentum. Let's look at here if we can see that to happen, and it might be able to find a possible potential entry opportunity in this market. So let's wait to see. And while we are waiting for a position, let's see that as there is a news coming in 7 minutes, it's not a good idea to enter, but we can find the directional bias. The way it is trending here, the market, the way it is trending in this area, if you look at, you can see that this is a complete bounce, and that bounce here is as there is a news coming, we might see a spike. Let's see that if we have some kind of entry for this imbalance to the upside here. So here is a pretty stronger movement in that area. Welcome, thank you very much. Could you please check gold? Yeah, we looking at, yeah, we are on the gold, we are on checking on that. And here is, we can see the market. This is a in this area, this is a bullish price action at the moment for the short term move possibly, and I would look to buy if there is no news, as the market may cross high, but please don't just press a buy button, because there could be spike, and if you are opening position at the moment, most likely you could get up, you could get a that out of the trade without anything. So it's very important to look at that you are always remaining cautious about the news. It happened in the beginning, as I mentioned in my trading, that more often I used news trading just to see that sometime it goes in favor. Okay, sometime you might find a one or two trades big profit, 3-4%. Sometime you might just see that boom, that's gone down. So it's very important that you always keep eye on your news schedule, which is very important if you are trading regularly, if you are a day trader or a swing trader or a scalper must be. But news is very important. Swing traders may, if you just avoid the news time, that should be fine. If you put a stop loss and everything is okay, if you are managing the trade properly. But if you are a short-term trader like a scalper or a day trader, then must be looking at the calendar so that you are not trading during this time. So you have 4 minutes to go, waiting to see, and I think the spike could be towards the upside, and after that we might find that the market to show a directional bias here in this instrument, waiting for that market to show up, and then we will be entering into the trade. Let's wait to see. Here is the previous resistance support here, would like to see, which is here the resistance starting support, expecting that the market to move back to the upside here. So let's wait for that move, and once we see that move here, we can look for an entry. Now daily, the price may cross that daily high again. So the market in a range, but at the same time we can see that here with this range is the price. Let's look at the 5 minutes. Okay, this is the 1 hour, and so I will keep eye on the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes chart. So 15 minutes looks pretty organized, an inverted head and shoulder, and once we see the market has the price has bounced back to the upside, we may see that continuation to that resistance line here in this market. So waiting for that to happen. Let's wait for that. Waiting for that data. What's your view on the upcoming news? I would like to post as a poll to see if you guys you on that. Are you bearish or bullish on gold? We are currently looking to potentially bullish, but after the data we will be able to see exactly the actual directional bias. So I'm going to start a poll here. What do you think on XAUUSD? So I have posted a poll. Let us know, guys, what's your view on that, on XAUUSD. Is it gonna be bullish or bearish on gold? So here is, we can see that with this inverted head and shoulder, the market may you can see there is an inverted head and shoulder. It back to back two. One is here, and there is another one is with this one here. So two inverted head and shoulder. So you can see that this is head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and there is one also here when the market was reversing. So two reversal pattern. Now let's see that how the data are reflecting. So if you look at let's look at now calendar. Calendar, looking at what kind of information that you can see here. Where is the data? So it's still showing 245k. So a little bit of improvement in terms of forecast. The forecast was 246k, nearly there. I wouldn't say very good results still, because it's just 1k difference. If you compare, the past was forecast was 242k, actual was 248k. Here forecast is 246k, actual 245k, but it's still showing little positive data. So that how did that impacted the DXY here? So we see a little bit of improvement in terms of the pricing here on DXY. So if you look at, you can see that that's what given a little bit of momentum to the upside, but I think that's just a short-term move. And so let's see now, because the data has come out, we might see now the market to show a possible directional bias here. So this is the 1 hour price action on gold. Now this is, if you look at, let's delete all those lines here to understand again from a fresh perspective. We can see that whenever the market forming this kind of long wick candle, it's just dropping. So you can see that this is where the resistance line, and the market is dropping with if you look at here, you can see this is a, okay, this is a level, okay, resistance line, okay, creating series of higher low. And now when you see that kind of market structure, okay, that's, we need to look at either this market is breaking to the upside or coming back here. So to know that, let's drop down to the 15-minute chart. As we see that on the 15 minutes, it is it has formed this inverted head and shoulder, okay, and that's what we're discussing so far. So the market structure almost remaining here locally bullish, but bigger picture that we can see, if you look at the bigger picture, where we could see some downward pressure. So short term expected a buy, but we see there is a downward pressure might be from the bigger picture. So if this trend is not continuing, we might be able to find selling. Let's wait to see here now from the lower time frame what kind of market structure is forming. This is the 1 minute chart here, and that 1 minute chart, okay, so if you look at here, the market showing potential trend continuation. There is a big fair value gap here in that area. So if you look at, this is pretty a large fair value gap, and with this large fair value gap, we can see that here in that area with this fair value gap, we can expect that a rejection here in that area. So let's wait to see what kind of market structure it might be forming here in this area. That you can see, this is a, if you look at here, you can see this is a liquidity zone, and that liquidity zone might be taking that price back to the upside. So you can see that here is this is also the 5 minutes. Okay, so waiting for that market to show. Bullish. Let me see that. We see 21 votes, guys. Cast a vote for XAUSD to see which direction it might be heading to. So you can see that we have let's see, we have 21 votes. Would you mind casting a vote to see where they might be heading? And also, guys, I see that view and likes are very disproportional. We trade coming up. So if you guys like this stream, will be helpful. Smash it to 20. And I'm waiting to see that everyone smashing it. Well done. And let's see, are you guys looking at any currency at the moment? I'm looking at XAUSD only. And also, as soon as you will find any other instrument showing up with trading opportunity, we will be entering into that one as well. So looking at, you can see that here with the data, with the market was, you know, that creating a lot of false breakdown here before it goes up. So there are some very simple an understanding of the directional bias in the market. These are some I would say that the secrets of the market to know. See, one very important point, guys, if you either you are a swing trader, or you are a day trader, or you are a short-term scalper, or you're just, you know, like using any AI system, anything like that that's fully automated, still you need to know everything. We do have our automated system currently running in up, and this is in Forex Trading Wizard Academy. If you guys also want to check out more about our academy and joining, make sure you stay connected by joining the Telegram channel. You can find link below this video in the description, where I do share more often ideas, and also more often you will find where to join. Also, you can visit the website www.forextradingwizard.com, and when you are on the Telegram, you more often you can find how to join information to the academy to learn the best trading strategy, as well as to learn and grow as a trader with me, having mentorship and guidance if you need it. And what I think that as a trader, everyone need that to become a better trader. So now what we can see in this area, so you can see that this is a zone where, now first of all, there is a famous saying that success leaves clue, right? So those who are successful, they leave some kind of clues that you can track back to see how they have done that. Similarly, market also leaves always a clue. Okay, so if you look at, let's fully be practical. Okay, the only visible information that you have that you can rely on the market is what you can see. There are two things: one is seen, the other one is unseen, right? So you more often very concerned about the unseen, okay, but we completely forget about what we see by our own eyes. And that's where the key, right? The key is what you see, but we don't look at what we see. So if you look at what you see, what only you see some candles, right? Candlestick patterns, that's all. But what we rely on, news, which has an impact, but someone's opinion, which also has an impact, or that some indicators, anything else, right? But in fact, the actual information, actual way the market is moving based on what you see. Okay, so seeing is very important, right? Now what do you see? It's an uptrending market. What else you can see? This market grabbing liquidity from which direction, that you can see here. These are the information, and there are 3 secrets in the market, guys. Keep in mind that there's nothing else. And with these 3 secrets, anyone can trade confidently, consistently at any time frame with any account size. So these 3 secrets are market structure, liquidity, and price action. 2 of them seen, the other one is an unseen. There is always seen and unseen, you need to combine together. Okay, when there is a wind, the tree blows. When wind blows, the trees moves, right? But when looking at from the house through your window, you only can see the leaves are moving, but you can't see the wind is blowing. That is unseen. But from the movement of the leaves, you know that wind is blowing. So similarly, if you look at the price action, how they have formed, you can understand when the liquidity is being taken by the smart money, and that's where the entry opportunity for us. So once you understand that, you can easily look at the directionally very correctly and then finding proper entry opportunities. So if you look at this market here, in this market so far at this time, I will only be looking to buy. Why? Because if you look at here in this zone, this is without any question, it's an uptrending market structure. So if you look at here, an impulse, correction, impulse, narrow correction, so it's an uptrending market structure. Now where the market is gathering that liquidity, okay, so if you look at, it's gathering liquidity from the support, where the market is gathering liquidity from the support. So because it's coming down, getting that rejection, so it's grabbing liquidity from the support, so therefore it is a bull market, right? So and the directionally we will be looking always in this market to the upside. So and therefore we can see the market is reflecting that. That's the visible information that you can see, okay, in the chart. And that's where we need to look at properly before anything else, before making our trading decision. So these are the technical. Now what about the fundamental? So let's understand that what do you guys handle the fundamental. Do you trade based on any fundamental, or you just fully technical trader? Let us know what's your trading style. I'm overall bearish on gold just because DXY needs a pullback. Thank you very much. All right, cool. I see that quite a few opinion. Thanks for that. What's your view? How do you trade fundamental, right? So we talk about the technical, we talk about the trend, but how do you trade the fundamental, the news, or many other factors that coming in the market? What's your opinion on that? Also, it's important to look at. So now let's see here, guys, what you can see in this area, that the market was that has grabbed the liquidity and then made its bounce back to the upside. And okay, so you can see that it's okay, now here is the key. So we see that there are some structure here, formation in this area, and that's where if you look at here, you can see a rejection. The market is forming series of higher low in that area, and that series of higher low may lead that price back towards the upside in this area. So let's wait to see that to happen. Now there is a neckline of this move. So the neckline is very important of this. You can see it's a single continuous move to the upside with a neckline formation, support, down, resistance. Now that is where would like to see the market is showing a hand in this area for us to enter. Now so far from the multi-time frame, again I'm just deleting those lines to see overall potential move. Okay, so this is a support, and you can see that from here now this is a long-term downtrend. So in this market now to buy is a little bit of risky became if you look at a little higher time frame that we can see, because at any point we could see a downside move. One very important thing that we can see here, this is the 30-minute chart forming series of higher low here, and with this series of higher low formation, okay, what we can see, the market slowly trying to move at in this area, where if you look at the 4-hour and the 30 minutes again looking at, this is 30 minutes support, down, resistance. Now we might see that rejection, but I would wait to see either for the market to drop again from here, because it's became overextended in one direction. So that's where you can see the market slowly this is the 1-hour. So from the daily, it's a bull market. Now this is where you are looking at, especially the lower time frame. So you can see there is a move. Let's keep the ATR, which is very important to look at how far the market has moved. So I'm just looking to see how far it moved in the past. And so more often we can understand the proper directional bias from this kind of move that you can see. And okay, back here, and what you can see, just looking to see that overall direction, what kind of direction it has made. Now we see that there is a pattern formation in that area, and after forming this pattern, the market slowly trying to drop back again in the major direction. So looking at here to see how the market has evolved. So replaying the chart always will give us some previous information. So okay, it's trying to break below from that level, and I was just looking to see how the market has moved from that direction, as we have seen. Okay, cool, got it back, the connection restored. Say yes guys if you can hear me. I just got little disconnection here, and scaling it. Thank you. You guys, can you hear me now? Can you hear and see me? Cool. Let's look at here, and okay, what you can see here in this area, this is the lower time frame that we can see on the 5-minute chart, now, and this is a move. We have seen the break of structure and then revert back with a momentum. Okay, I hope that now the stream is clear. Thank you. Now what you can see, the market is a little sideways. Okay, so we can see that from the 1 hour chart there is a bounce in that area, and with this bounce the market has, if you look at here, you can see this is a pretty fresh bounce back to the upside, and with this bounce here from this level there is a pretty sharp move. Cool. What you can see here in this area, it's lower time frame price action, and we can see from here a rejection back to the upside here, and currently with this rejection it's a pretty sharp rejection. And now to look at that, either from with this rejection here, how far the market might be heading to. Okay, so you can see from here sharp bounce, and the market has above both of these 10 and 20 EMA. So waiting for an entry, just I'm looking to see that which way lower time frame price action potentially be heading in that area. Now from here we can see the price grabbing that liquidity and trying to move back to the upside here. So you see that slowly here potentially be bullish further in that area, and that bullish price action could give that price back to the upside here. We can see there is a liquidity grab here in this area, and that liquidity grab might take the price potentially back to the upside. And if we see that enough move, that we will be looking for possibility to continue to rise or drop back again downside here. We'll see that where it is potentially behaving in this area. So here you can see that the market, and here this is a sharp liquidity grab in that area. We saw that it tested this neckline and bounce and again pull back. So here locally we can see some bullish momentum in that area. Okay, so now here this is 5 minutes. Let's wait to see if there is any entry for us in that area. And there is a 5 minutes candlestick pattern forming, which is possibly to be bullish. I will be opening buy here, stop loss below this swing low, as there is a breakout structure. Also will be explaining later what is the strategy. We'll be targeting here for short term, and we might be able to hold some position later. So for the time being, the stop loss here is to this level, which is 44 pip. So opening buy on XAUSD, entry at 3389.16, stop loss at 3384.71, TP at 33994.13, and so placing that buy on XAUSD. We'll be explaining later the strategy. So running in profit some, and here what we can see, there is a just sharp liquidity grab on the 20 EMA retest. The price is crossed above with a stronger momentum. So this is where possibly we could see a possible upturn here, and expecting, because there is a multiple liquidity grab, so we are on buy here, and that buy expecting this market to continue to push back here to the level. Let's wait to see if this is playing out in that way. We are on a buy on XAUSD, 50 pip profit target. And because there is a multiple liquidity gap, we see that neckline retest. So this is where waiting for that market to show its hand in that area. Would like to see where it is heading. So we are on the buy on XAUSD. And wanting to see that where the price might be heading here, as this is a very key level, and expecting the market to remain. So where so it's going up, but the chart is not loading here. We are running in good profit here. Okay, so okay, so you got to open. The trade is on now. As soon as I will be closing, I will be also letting you guys that if I am closing profit. it's running in. This is, we see there is an inverted head and shoulder, expecting a trend continuation to the upside here, unless big boys get very hungry. But we see that here the bias should be in that direction because it grabbed that liquidity multiple times. So our bias here to the upside, and wanting to see this pushing back to the upside. Okay, so some pushback to the upside here. So getting some pullback. So this is the 15 minutes candle that's forming, and expecting it to remain bullish to the upside. All right, so we are running in profit here, and I will be closing as soon as I will see enough profit running. Waiting for this market to possibly break the high, and because it's in an uptrend, as we discussed, we are trading with the trend, and we are waiting for that market to show its bias. So 1 minute chart showing that bullish, and which is in favor at the moment so far. Now here is the market. You can see that testing that liquidity. And back to back 3-5 minutes bullish candle. The candle closed above, so expecting it to trend to the upside here. So we are running this trade with currently 12 pip up for me, and we are buy on Xauusd on gold, and wanting to see that it's going up here for possible neckline retest, as this market has grabbed liquidity in that area multiple times. Would like to see that it's remaining bullish, and we had a very successful live sessions consecutively. Would like to see that this one also potentially going back up here, giving us another successful trading day. Very important to look for that possible setup. And here is this is an imbalance in that area, so expecting to push back to the upside a little more. All right, so we are running here. I'm running 18-17 pip up in that trade, 17 pip up, and want to see that it's pushing back with another 18 pip. So as soon as I will be closing, I will be also giving a shout out here. So looking at the 1 minute, we see that trend. Would like to hold it. I don't want to see the reversal again, taking the running profit out. We will be closing as soon as we see further up. I will be giving a shout out if I am closing the profit. So let's look at the 1 minute. Still so far showing possible bullish. Okay, so would like to see a bullish engulfer here on the 1 minute. Okay, so if it is closing, okay, so we see that improvement in the directional bias. Guys, keep in mind that trading is not hard. The only most important part is to know when to enter, okay, and then holding the trade in the right time and taking the profit in the right time. That's all. So would like to see one push back to the upside here. Running in 20 pip, 21, and okay, so 21 pip running profit. One more push here. Okay, I am exiting the trade right now with the 30, 29, 22, 23 pip. I'm out with the trade. Profit taken on Xauusd. The reason is this is in a very good area at the moment. It may push back up further or may come back down. We secured here to this 23 pip. We'll be looking forward again another position. I would like to see a feedback here. We are out with the trade. I'm out with the trade with the running profit, and we can enter again anytime, no problem at all. We have plenty of opportunity to enter. This is another successful trade on Xauusd. Successfully closed 23 pip, and it's still running in. If you guys still running or taken the profit here, if you like this stream, I would like feedback here. Say yes and smash the like button, and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet, and also make sure that you join the Telegram. You can find a link below this video. I can share with you where you can more often find promotions almost every day to join the lifetime access to the academy for everything, all the trading strategy courses, mentorship, trading tools, AI trading tools, as well as strategies that I am teaching every single day. I have shared with you the link. You can click that link, join there, and keep eye on the educational posts that I am posting every day, so you're not missing anything that I am posting every single day. Okay, now the next thing is to find our next opportunity in the market. Now, how do you find the next trading opportunity? We need to wait for a new directional bias here. Okay, now we found the direction here is we have seen that upside here, and with that directional bias, you can see this is a move. We can see that was a pretty sharp move back to the upside here. And now if you look at the 4 hour, you can see a complete break above here with a bigger momentum. And if you look at the daily, you can see that two back-to-back daily doji. Now this kind of price is quite looking to me very funny, especially on the daily on gold. That I rarely see this kind of price action forming, though this daily candle is not closed yet, but it might, if that one closes as a doji, it looks very funny. And what I think that the next one might again drop again for another support test before it finally bounce back up or drop a lot. So depending on how this daily candle closing will be interesting. So here is a very, very choppy. Okay, so it's a complete choppy on the 4 hour, but we have the lower time frame that we can see price action on the lower time frame that we can see in this area, in this lower time frame, the price to show its potential bias. So let's wait for the next potential entry in this market. Now thanks for joining. Still 1 hour gone. There is still 1 more hour, and we can take with patience 1 more trade, 2 more trade, or full learning. Okay, stay focused, guys. The key here is to focus on learning, right? That's where we have to look at. Focus on learning. Give a man fish, one day he will feed himself. Teach a man how to fish, he will feed himself for the rest of the life, right? So learning is the key. That's why, in the academy, for those who complete beginner or not being able to succeed, because trading has a big learning curve. So you have all the facilities. Anyone can follow my trade, learn the trading strategy, access my trading tools, indicators. Okay, premium indicators. This one also available for the members in the academy. You can't use the blindly. The indicator you need to use in relation to the price action and according to the strategy. So there is a guide also. This is a premium indicator. If you guys also in the academy, you can let me know to give you access to that indicator for free as a premium member. So the indicator is just for give you an idea how the strategy works, but don't open all trade based on indicator. It's just an added confirmation so that you know that this is where the strategy came out. Can we take the trade or no? Like that, if you are confused, you also can ask questions if you're in the academy, that we see a signal here, should we take the trade or no? There's always in the chat group chat also, there's a lot of post coming, so you guys can also share or ask any question if you are not sure. So now let's look at that part here in this area. Now you can see from here, this is the support. Okay, and from that support, okay, this is a doji. Now we see that bounce. With this bounce here, so we can see that from here and from this support level. Okay, so you can see that from here, this is where a rejection from this support, and along with doji bounce, another liquidity bounce, expecting that the market to possibly to show. Okay, now here is from this level, this is an, and we can see that an inverted head and shoulder. Okay, from here, this is a very sharp bounce that we can see at the moment. Now because it's pushing up from the daily, if you look at, okay, and that bounce, we can see the market may, what I think that could move up further. So you can see from here a big move to the upside, and because it's now going towards the imbalance, it might be now hard for the buyers to push very far. Instead, we might see a little consolidation and on the lower time frame, and possibly to return. So we'll be waiting for that further entry opportunity in that area. Now understanding trend is key, because when you understand the trend, you know that exactly how the market structure is being formed based on the trend, which is very important to look at when you especially looking at the trend. So here, when we see a single move, and that one also we can see similar way. So back to back two dodges in that area. We'll be waiting for the market to show possible direction. And are you guys looking at any currency? You can share if you see any trades anywhere in any instrument. What's your thought on that? Looking to see if we can see after back to back two dodges, the price trying to push back up again. And here is the key points that is forming. Thanks for joining the live session. Absolutely appreciate your support. That you can see here. Okay, now from this support level is just getting back again in the major direction. We are waiting for any further entry in that area. If we look at thanks for joining the live session. Absolutely appreciate your support. Okay, now it just has closed another candle on the 30 minutes and trying to push back to the upside. Here is what you can see. It's just trying to retest potentially to the daily high, and that's where, if the market is crossing that high, we might find further entry opportunity in that area. That might give us another entry. Awesome, thank you for that. And okay guys, so we see that after this it's trying to now pull back, but because long-term trend that we can see here, long-term trend is, this is a little sideways on the lower time frame, but daily price action, the price has got initial bounce. We might see that it's to push again back here. Would like to see where it is heading to. Now to potentially secure another successful trade, we had back-to-back two winners last trading day. Now would like to see that another one. Now to see the move, what do you need? You can see it's getting that rejection. We need a bigger opposite directional move, which is very important. You know that like one single bad move, that I would say, that will give you good entry. That's what we need to look at, especially when we're looking at the market, to see one single move completely opposite, and then to see if that has given any entry here. So that is what we're looking to see. Now for example, here, if you look at this market, all right, cool. Here we can see the market is Now we see little consolidation. Let's look at on currency pairs what kind of market structure. We see the gold has moving a little slower as in the resistance, while we see that euro dollar has formed two back-to-back dodges here, and that two back-to-back dodges here, what we might see the market to test that support. Okay, so if you look at here, same way test the support, 1 hour, same way to test the support, and okay, so looking at euro dollar, that's giving a probability for further momentum. So euro dollar may try to retest this support and then bounce back to the upside. If we look at dollar yen, also trying to create slower movement in this area, and British pound US dollar, that we can see also showing that. So there is a probability for this market to give us possible entry in this area. So here, if we look at this zone on dollar yen, from the daily we can see there is a rejection from the top. Dollar yen may try to pull back to this support. I don't see much better trading opportunity on dollar yen because of the, I think because of the timing. And euro dollar, we see some slower movement. British pound US dollar, also slower movement to the support. It may try to test the support again and then to bounce back up. If we look at going to the gold here today, so far we have seen significant bullish move and we had very successful trade. Now for another entry as the market on the top, now there are two possible scenarios to create another higher high. So basically, if you look at here, it's creating a higher low, what I think which is possible, because you see that it's maintaining that series of higher low. So because it's maintaining that series of higher low, we might see that the market to potentially go ahead and create a higher high. So it's maintaining series of higher low, it may manage to create a higher high. So but because we see that this market in a range, it may come for a deeper pullback. That's why I'm not being able to enter yet, because you want to see that it has done enough pullback. And with that being said, if we look at again the calendar for the next possible volatile movement, that's what we need. When we see that volatility, we can have more entry, more trade. Okay, so we see that later today coming in my zone 1:15 a.m. BOC government monthly speak, and then 4 a.m. Okay, so FOMC economic projections, federal fund rate later this morning in my zone 3, where FOMC coming up in couple of hours. So today, in terms of FOMC, this is a pretty important day, and the market may keep moving in that direction with the FOMC. If you look at here, you can see that that with the FOMC, it might create a new higher high. So let's delete all those levels and draw a new level in that area. So if you look at here, you can see this is a previous daily resistance, and with that previous daily resistance, we see that if you look at the weekly, monthly, weekly, daily, we can see that series of higher low. If you look at the 4 hour here, we can see the market from this support level is trying to push back up, and I think that ultimately FOMC might take this price to a new high here. So there are a couple of areas that we can see that the market was gathering liquidity. Here we saw that there's a massive liquidity grab. The price dropped to that level from that zone and then slowly broken below. So it may, what I think, that ultimately could push back again to the liquidity zone. Now the way you can see that it has formed this consolidation pattern here. Okay, it's an elliptical pattern with a continued series of higher low. So if you look at it here, you can see it's a series of higher low, and with that series of higher low we may see the market to potentially trend back to the upside here. And okay, so you can see this is a series of higher low, this is a trend line, and expecting it to potentially trend back to the upside here. Okay, and that's why you can see the market is showing a possible directional bias in that direction, and we are expecting that this market to continue to rise to the upside, potentially to create a new higher high. So this is where you can see that, and expecting that this market to bounce back up to create a new higher high. Okay guys, so this is what we can see, and as FOMC coming, I will keep watching the chart for any entry. Quality is more important than quantity, especially in trading, and as it is a very good trading day and we want to keep that on for the next session as well. And coming up again very soon, I'll be trading live together with all of you guys. And also don't miss out to join the Telegram link you can find in the description to stay connected by joining for all the updates, education, as well as analysis that I'm posting every single day. So with that being said, thank you very much for joining this live session. I absolutely appreciate your support, and thank you. We'll talk to you soon, trading live together.